In Zombies we have many characters from Primus to Victus, Brutus, George, Dr. Minty, the Shadow Man, and the Denizens. The Denizens are one of the more mysterious characters in the storyline, with an origin that's only recently been hinted at. If you're interested in finding out the backstory of anyone in Zombies, let me know who you would like to see in the comment section below, but today for you I have the full story of the Denizens. Just before I continue, Raid Shadow Legends have kindly sponsored today's video. If you don't know what this is, it's the most ambitious RPG project of this year. It can really only be compared to the biggest PC and console titles, and the best part is, it's completely free. Raid features everything you'd expect from a new RPG, such as an amazing storyline, awesome 3D graphics, giant boss fights, PvP battles, along with hundreds of champions to collect and customize. Over 10 million players worldwide have already downloaded the game in less than 6 months, and as you can see for yourself, has over 300,000 almost perfect reviews on the Play Store. From what I've been playing so far in Raid, my favourite thing is climbing to the top spots in competitive ranking because, you know, I'm a beast. And you also have the ability to personally customize your champions, choosing their artifacts and creating a unique mastery build for each one of them. And since I'm in the game, I'm personally down for fighting against other live players, being you guys. So there we go, the game's growing super fast. The highly anticipated new Faction Wars feature is live right now, and for new players you can get a new daily login reward for the first 90 days in the game. You can find me under the name BOA Zombie, in which you can join my clan if you're quick enough. If you go into the description, you can click on the special links where you're going to get 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of the new player program. You can use that to start your journey, so I'll see you there guys, and good luck. On November the 19th, 1963, the Broken Arrow program was created by the United States government with the intention of preventing another undead outbreak after the incident at the Pentagon. Upon the creation of the initiative, the Groom Lake program in Nevada was merged with Broken Arrow. Furthermore, numerous facilities were established throughout the country in order to combat the undead threat, which included the facility near the Hanford site. Experimentation began with Element 115 on August the 11th, 1973, where the program recovered a fragment of an elemental shard from a Japanese research group called Division 9. A few years later, a noteworthy member of the program, Russman, had begun his employment with the initiative. However, over the duration of his exposure to Element 115, his memory begins to deteriorate. Broken Arrow soon began live animal experimentation using the elemental shard they recovered from the Japanese, where they create mutations in order to gain an advantage in the Cold War. And subsequent on June the 24th, 1986, a containment breach occurs where one of the mutated creatures escapes from the facility and massacres the employees where Russman's working. Despite this, Russman still manages to escape alive, and as a result of the breach, the facility was abandoned. And the projects that weren't affected in this incident were then transferred to other facilities across the United States. One of those facilities was the Hanford site, where on April the 10th, 2023, Broken Arrow created the Denizens. And that's pretty much all we officially know about them. Considering all the creatures and enemies we have in Zombies, I would say the Denizens are probably the least known about. The Hanford site where they were created is of course TRANZIT. Around this map we can find a couple of abandoned Broken Arrow facilities. The first one is the power station where the Avogadro is being kept. We also know he is another creation of Broken Arrows. He was transferred here from Camp Edward, which was Nuketown. And then their other abandoned facility in this area is underneath the bank. Down here you can find cages where animals would have been kept that they were experimenting on, and looking at the Denizen, its head shape, its feet, hands, its fingers, it is clearly some type of mutated animal. Judging by its tail, the closest thing it represents to me is a monkey. And as we take a look at the bios, as we can see here from the Zombies comics, this is when Victus travelled to one of the abandoned Broken Arrow facilities. They come face to face with the bios locked in cages, and Russman tells us that these were the first live tests with animals with biological units. These are the bios. It's not one specific creature, it is a name they gave to these animals that Broken Arrow used for their biological testing. And just taking a look at them, it's difficult to tell originally what they all would have been because they're so mutated and different, but you can tell some of them would have been rabbits, some of them monkeys. They were created using the elemental shard, and so could the Denizens not be too far off. The bios in this facility were created many years before, whereas the Denizens were first created in 2023, but just like the bios, could they have been created using the shard? Could they be one of them? If I had to guess, the denizens originally were monkeys that were being kept in these cages in their laboratories in Transit, and clearly, just like their other facilities, something went wrong, an outbreak occurred, and their experiments escaped. The denizens breached containment and were now left roaming Hanford freely. And what's interesting is, near to the bank there is a hunter's cabin out in the woods in the fog, and inside of here there are loads of monkey skulls, which is weird because of course this is in Washington. It is pretty much right near to the town. So 1, why does this hunter's cabin exist? And 2, why are there monkey skulls on the wall, on the ground, pretty much everywhere? Could the hunter who was living here have been hunting down and killing the denizens in the area? We know in terms of behaviour, a denizen likes to bury itself underground. When the Victor's crew arrive in Hanford and step out into the fog, the denizens emerge from the ground and start shrieking as they attempt to jump on the player's head. Again, that feature of them being able to jump pretty far and high could mean before experimentation they were some type of monkey. And we know once the Victor's crew run out of the fog, the denizens won't follow them. They like to stay there for some reason. It seems like they don't like the light. Of course, they're pretty easy to kill with just a couple of shots, although they are very quick, and when they do latch onto your head, it takes a few knives to get them off, but there are tons of them. In the game file, the denizens are actually referred to as the Screechers, that is their nickname, and of course the first time that we see them is in Transit, which takes place in the year 2035, 12 years after their creation, which means more than likely, after the rockets hit Earth from Moon in 2025, I believe the denizens could have been roaming around since then, for 10 years. And that really is all I can give you about them. Like I said, a mysterious creature. The Chronorium only says one sentence mentioning them, which is that they created them in 2023, and that's all we've ever really had. No radios, no ciphers, just bits and pieces to link together. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, drop a like rating, make sure you are subscribed, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, goodbye.